Hey, baby, I'm going to take you down to a place that has the largest Greek population in the United States.
Which is very interesting when you hear where this place is.
That one kind of threw me for a loop. But also, we're going to talk a lot about sponges today. Where are we taking everybody?
We're going to Tarpon Springs Sponge Docks in Florida.
Put your seatbelts on.
Because here we go.
Did you know that 46 million Americans plan to take an RV trip in the next 12 months? 90% of recreational vehicle owners take 3 or more mini vacations every year. Welcome to the RV Destinations Podcast. If it's RV travel, we're talking about it. From campgrounds to museums to national and state parks, kayaking and hiking opportunities. One of the most fun and pleasurable things you can do is just hit the road. So be ready to be inspired. Welcome in to the RV Destinations Podcast. Now your host, President Randy Beheimer and Editor-in-Chief, Caly Beheimer.
Ooh, here we are. We're back.
We're back. Round 2. I didn't even take off my little cardigan to look like we are recording at a different day because it's the same day.
It is the same day.
Yeah, we just did a recording with Carrie Hanrahan on South Padre Island, Texas, but we're not talking about South Padre at this podcast.
No, and we got a new guest on our show.
We do. We have Gwendolyn Call.
We're running them in like we're
running them in.
We're running them in and out like a what are those the doors?
A twirly door, a twirly swirly gumdrop.
Oh my gosh, what are those doors in the cities called?
Revolving
door. Thank you.
This is why we have Gwendolyn.
Well, she's a city girl. She's from New York, so
we're like that thing that spins and people go in and out, and it's a door.
This is the revolving door RV Destinations Podcast.
It really is. It really is. Because after this one, we have 2 more.
Well, hi, Gwendolyn. How are you doing today?
I am amazing. How are you guys?
Good.
We're doing good. Now, where are you parked at?
So we are on the Oregon coast, and I'm not sure if I'm ever going to leave.
Now, are you near Astoria, or where are you at?
We are by Tillamook.
Tillamook.
And it's basic. Have you guys seen the cheese and ice cream?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we did an ice cream tour yesterday, which was amazing.
Yum. I'm jealous.
Yeah, we ran into an RVer in the middle of nowhere in Montana. We stayed at this just a place to spend the night. He was from Oregon, and he said, "You've got to get down the Oregon coast." And I've always wanted. I'm a big Goonies fan. I'm a product of the 80s and 90s, and so I would love to see Astoria because that's where some of the shots have been, or some of the scenes have been shot. So I want to do that. We don't have it on the plan yet.
No, because my list comes before yours, and I have a very extensive list of places we have to visit.
I'll
need to do a top 10 and then convince you.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I definitely would love to hear a top 10 out on the Oregon coast because I've always heard how beautiful, I've heard how amazing it is out there. So, well, today we're not going to be talking about Oregon. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about Tarpon Springs in Florida. And so Gwendolyn, is it Tarpon Springs Sponge Docks? So that's the specific location there in Tarpon Springs?
Yes. Great question. So it's really locally called the Sponge Docks. Okay. Tarpon Springs is a city, and then you also have Tarpon Springs Sponge Docks.
So it's an area, not a nickname. I was assuming it was a nickname for Tarpon Springs, but it's actually an area in Tarpon Springs.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
That makes sense now.
Okay, and where are you looking at a map there? Can you give us kind of an idea? Tarpon Springs is on the East Coast or West Coast? I don't know for sure.
So it's tucked in right by that Tampa Bay area. Okay. So it's nestled right in there.
Okay, that makes it. And you spent some time there because you were having an RV repair. Is that when you had your RV repaired? You were kind of in that area?
Let's not even bring it up.
RV life is amazing.
Yeah, that could be a podcast, right? Like tips and tricks.
Yeah.
It would never end, though. It would just go on and on.
It would.
On.
You're right. You're right.
We just have to teach Britain to swing wider on those back roads getting into campgrounds.
So scary. Mike. panicking. My palms are sweating as you're saying it.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate, but I'm glad everything's back up and running. That was many months ago, but
yeah. So we were there and we were there a while. And what's interesting is we weren't going to go down to the sponge docks. I went there as a child all the time with my family, and we went and I was blown away. Hence why I really wanted to do the top 10 with you guys, because it was amazing.
It's a really cool area. Do you want to just go ahead and jump into some fun facts? There's not a ton. There's not a ton in the area, but
really,
I feel like you need to talk about the elephant, the Greek elephant, the elephant in the room, the Greek elephant.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, there's a large Greek population there. How did they get there?
Okay, well, you said elephant. I literally thought you were talking about a Greek elephant. I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't know elephants had nationalities. But...
They do. There's Greek elephants.
All right, so anyway, so let's talk about some fun facts. And again, there's not many, so we're not going to spend a lot of time in here. So the city got its name. It was coined back in 1880 when Mary Ormond Boyer was standing on the banks of Bayou and spied fish jumping. And she said, "Look at those Tarpon Spring." And everybody loved it. And that's how the name.
No way.
Yeah. And it goes on to say that the fish were most likely mullets, but they didn't care. They just
they stuck with Tarpon Springs.
Stuck with Tarpon Springs. Yeah,
that is hysterical.
So the town got its real start when sponge beds were discovered off its coast during the early 1900s. In 1905, Greek sponge divers were brought into the area, and the rest is history. The Greeks in the sponge industry built Tarpon Springs, and a century later, both have remained central to the town.
That's how the Greek population got there.
That's
Very
right.
interesting.
So it says right here, the Greek culture, Tarpon Springs has one of the largest. I'm sorry, I said it was the largest. It says one of the largest. I apologize for that. So Tarpon Springs has one of the largest Greek American populations in the United States. The city Greek heritage is reflected in its architect, food, and culture in the area there in Tarpon Springs.
That's very fascinating. Very, very interesting.
Yep. In 1948, the film 16 Fathoms Deep, and in 1953, the film Beneath the 12-Mile Reef, both romanticized the sponge industry of Tarpon Springs.
How do you romanticize sponges?
I don't know.
Let me give you a sponge bath.
Gwendolyn, do you have an example of what we're talking about today?
I wanted to make a headband, but I thought that might be over the top.
Okay.
Never.
Looking at your beautiful blue sponge, can you romanticize that somehow into a story?
I mean, if someone's cleaning my dishes for me with it, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. And your great spongy skills on my dirty dishes.
Yeah. That's right. Caly knows.
I know. As I stand over that stupid sink. How do two people, I can't imagine a family of 5. How do two people, I turn around, like I get done with the dishes. I'm like, I'm done. Turn around, sink's full. How'd that happen?
So true.
Yes.
I have like a special, I don't know, I don't want to be rude, but like older person mat for where I do the dishes.
Yes.
Because I stand there so much.
I know. I have a little rug under my feet. Yes. And I stand there. That's why the next coach has a dishwasher. And Randy goes, we have a dishwasher. It's you.
Oh,
I
Randy.
know. Right?
Yeah. Hey, I
don't say that.
And I'm a dish dryer, so it does matter. So
no, they air dry. You don't dry the dishes.
So I put them away. But so I am looking here, and as of 2000, Tarpon Springs had the highest percentage of Greek American of any city in the U.S. So I was right.
Okay.
With a 10.4% of residents who had Greek ancestry.
Wow.
So 10.4% of the area has Greek population.
So we could go down there and legit see My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That's a movie, babe.
No, I know what it is. Yeah, that's really about it. So this whole place is about the sponges. That's
the sponges and the Greeks.
The sponges and probably a couple beaches. So, but yeah, I'm looking at the winters are between 69 and 72 degrees.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Nightly lows are 50 to 54 in the wintertime. It does occasionally freeze, but that occurs very infrequently. Snowfall is extremely rare. There was some accumulation in 1977 and 1989.
Oh, wow.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whenever you can list the years that you saw snow, and there's only 5 years, you know you're a pretty warm place.
Yes.
But of course, you got the other side of it. You've got tornadoes, waterspouts, and hurricanes in the area. So
there's that.
But
we're going to leave that out because we're RVers, so we're only going for the winter.
Exactly.
Well,
yes.
we if a hurricane comes, we can move. We could drive our home away.
True.
Right.
True.
We own a diesel pusher, and getting fuel to keep our rig rolling can get expensive, and it's not always possible to fit into a regular gas station for our diesel needs. Years ago, we discovered Open Roads to help with those problems. Open Roads is a diesel discount program that allows up to fill up at thousands of gas stations and truck stops locations nationwide. We can save at the pump at places like TA, Love's, Speedway, and more. We used to have to run back and forth from the pump to inside, getting our credit card pre-authorized and guessing at how much fuel we would need. Now we simply pull in, swipe our Open Roads card at the pump like a credit card, fuel up, and hit the road again. With savings of up to 40 and 50 cents off a gallon, it just makes sense to join. Plus, joining is free and easy. And now Open Roads just got even better by offering an easy option for road and bridge tolls. Instead of keeping track of multiple transponders for different parts of the country, all you need is one. For a low setup fee and annual fee, you'll receive one transponder that works across the nation at all tolls and bridges. Open Roads keeps you rolling with great diesel discounts and an easy toll solution. Go to myopenroads.com and start saving big at the pump today and keep your rig rolling and the open road adventures coming.
All right. You want to jump into the top 10?
Let's do this. Okay. So again, we're talking about the sponge box. The sponge docks. Ooh, it's going to be a long day. There in Tarpon Springs. So in that little area, and I was trying to get it up on my computer and it's just spinning and spinning and spinning. But number 10 is visit the local shops. So is there like a little kind of like downtowny type area where you can go and shop and all that kind of fun stuff?
Yeah, great question. I don't think I ever say shopping on my top 10s. However, I would say the number one reason why I encourage this is because the shop owners, most of them are fourth generation owners. You'll see an old man sitting in there. He'll just give you all this information and history. And so that's really cool. I feel like it's an opportunity to really connect with the culture, right? So you're meeting and talking. They also have some of the best olive oil facial products.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because of the Greek heritage.
Yes. And then you can buy all the sponges, right? And you learn the history. So obviously this is like your dishwasher. Mm-hmm. But then there's all different kinds of loofahs. And guys, some of them, I don't know if you pulled it up, are massive and they go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Oh, wow.
Hundreds.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really just more of like a history thing, I think, to walk into these shops.
Oh, for sure. And I love that, like what you said, fourth generation. I mean, these are families that have passed this on to the kids and the grandkids and great grandkids, and it's still there. And I love that because it just gives that type of town a completely different feel than a town where it's just kind of been plowed over and it's all new folks that are owning the places.
No, and it's not. And I want you guys to think about like when you go to New York City and maybe go down to Little Italy or Chinatown.
Yeah.
That's what this is in the
neat.
middle of Florida. It's such a weird dichotomy. You're like, where am I? Yeah. It's really neat.
I'm excited because this is actually Tarpon Springs has been very loosely on my list of places that I would like to visit in Florida because, I think a lot of times we think of Florida of like Tampa and Clearwater and Jacksonville, these big Daytona, these big kind of beach cities, just with so much infrastructure. And I've heard that Tarpon Springs is like stepping back in time. And I think that's so cool, especially being right there on the coast.
Yeah, so, no big buildings, no huge hotels. It's still very mom and pop, which is nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the Sponge Exchange, which is a shopping mall, and they have a full-size sponge boat inside.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
I don't have a
That's
picture of it.
That's why I visit the shops.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
That's
but
neat.
there's the Spongerama Sponge Factory.
Well, yeah.
And Laura's Soap and Sponge Exchange.
Soap. I'm a sucker for soap.
The Sponge Factory, Lighthouse shops, Dolphin Gifts. There's a ton of shopping. Greek Island Import and Export, Sponge Diver Supply. Yeah, a bunch of stuff.
Oh, fun. We're totally doing this. All right. So number 9 is learn the history. And you already mentioned one great way to learn that history. And that's just stop into some of these shops and talk to the local owners and find out that history. But what are some of the other things that you recommend for folks to do there to kind of get the history of the area?
Okay, so Randy just said Spongerama. If you go in, they actually have a movie in the back. That's how much they want you to learn about the culture and history. If you watch the movie, I think you get like 10% off anything in the store, which is cute. They have a great visitor center, and that's a great spot to start. It's right on the docks when you first walk on. You can walk in. They also have a lot of information about some of the other stuff we're going to cover. So learn the history. You guys know I have 3 kids. We're road schooling. Yep. This was a full day lesson for them.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And what I love, okay, I'm totally digressing, but what I love about the road schooling is that, your kids and other kids out there that are getting road schooled are getting so much more information and such a diverse amount of information and knowledge coming in that they're not getting sitting in a classroom. And I love that. Like, I think
you guys know my kids.
Oh,
2 of them couldn't sit.
No.
It'd be scary. Yeah. But that was a full day, right? They got to touch the sponge, see the divers come up with sponges. I mean, you can really learn a lot.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's Very awesome. Cool. Yeah, I was getting ready to say this is kind of a little bit off topic, but we're staying here in Columbia Rivers Falls RV Park, or Columbia Falls.
Columbia Falls.
Where did I come up with a river?
I don't know.
Columbia Falls RV Park, and there was a big full-time rally here. So we pulled in there, and I'm not kidding. This is not an exaggeration. There must have been 60 kids running around, bikes, hopscotching, and it was wonderful to see them all outside. But it was interesting. My whole point to the story was, kind of to your credit, what you just said, is these kids would be gone all day. Their parents would be showing them and teaching them out, in Glacier National Park or right in the foothills of Glacier. And then they'd come home and they would be playing outside. And it was just really cool to see. Caly and I have always, we're very opinionated.
Not us.
And, we've got some friends that the kids just stay inside and play video games all day. And it's like, they need to get out. They need to enjoy life.
Right.
And so while this was probably more kids than I wanted to see at one time, it was nice to see them outside and interacting and playing with each other. And we talked to one of the full-time families, and they said, it's amazing. Like within minutes of being here, they were welcomed in, and they just pulled them into the crowd, and they were excited that they were there.
That's very true. I think the RV community in general is very open, but what I see with kids that are road school, they're more capable of having dialogue, not just with the kids, but with adults, which is an important skill set in life.
Huge skill set. Yeah, because they're being more exposed to adults than they would at school, where it's mostly kids that they're being exposed to.
And it's one adult telling them what to do for 8 hours.
Right. I always kind of worried about that, when people homeschooled in general. I'm talking about not specific even to RV. That do they pick up the social skills? But when you're doing on the road and they're interacting with other kids in the RV park, they still get some of that interaction, that social skills that they need in life. So very, very interesting stuff. But I know we digress. So do we want to move on to number 8? No, I brought it up.
Number 8 is take a dolphin tour. And this is so interesting because our last
this is a must.
Yeah, you have to. Our last podcast, we were just talking about that, doing a dolphin tour. And I had said, no matter how many times I've seen a dolphin in the wild in my adult life, it's still so amazing to see a dolphin in the wild. I'm like, oh, look,
always.
It's like Flipper,
I love that. Yeah, I mean, and you guys know this, right? They know exactly where to go.
Yes.
They know where the fish are jumping. So they really try. I don't know if you've seen this, Caly, but I'm assuming you'd freak out. They will make the boat go to have the dolphins jump in the waves.
Yes. We did that in, what's the name of that island? Dang nabbit, off the coast of Florida, down in the Everglades. Can't think of it. Has a really long name. It's the...
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, the guy did that there, and it was so cool.
Yeah, it's amazing,
so cool.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And let's just talk about budget because things are expensive.
Right.
But what's great about that area is there's a few tours which helps that cost come down because there's not a monopoly, right? Like you go somewhere, there's one tour. You've got to pay the price. So guys, if you're listening, go to all of them. Also, at the end of the day, if they're trying to book the boats, they will come off that price.
Oh, nice. Okay. Nice way to save some money. And then do you have one that you recommend more than another one, or one that was kind of unique in their offerings?
The Spongerama we did, and I've done, so I'm not going to say how old I am, but I've been doing it since I was little with my parents.
Oh, very
cool.
cool.
So it's been there a long time,
cool.
time.
And they do the tour, but then they also take you to like an island, right? Where you can look for seashells and swim. And so it's a little bit more than just sitting on a boat looking at dolphins.
Exactly. So you have the option to jump off. And I don't know how much you guys know about Florida. I was raised in Florida, but when you go to these barrier islands, the seashells are insane because
ridiculous.
No one's there.
Right.
Yeah, you have to take a boat to get there. You'll also have an opportunity to see some of the wildlife like ospreys and just different stuff there. So it's really neat.
That's really cool.
Chokolotsky.
That's it, Chokolotsky. Yes.
That's what you were trying to
think. I
think
knew he was going to figure it out.
I know. It had a really long name, but it was the same thing. Ton of barrier islands. We took the little dolphin tour. We went to a little island. The guy hands us buckets. And I'm like, why is he giving us a bucket? And we go out and start looking for seashells, and there's like literally mounds of them. And I'm like, this is why he gave us a bucket. And we came back with like 2 buckets of seashells.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, that's amazing. You also will see the lighthouse. And we've talked about this before. I know some people are huge lighthouse people.
Yes.
They want to go, they want to get the pictures. So you get a really neat, interesting view of the lighthouse from the boat.
And how do you say that? Is it the Anclote or Anclote?
Exactly. Anclote.
Anclote Key Lighthouse.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Very cool. Well, number 7 takes us to more water activities. Obviously, we're in Florida, we're on the water, and that's deep sea fishing. So are these more like tours that you can, or charters, you can charter a boat, okay, and then get out there and do some deep sea fishing.
Yes, this is not for me. Britain loves to do them. I don't want to be that far out to see the land.
Right.
But yes, to the point of like the dolphin tours, they're taking you out. You're gonna get some beautiful fish. They bring them back. They fillet them for you. They talk to you about them. Yeah. So when you first hit the sponge docks, if those boats are coming in, they'll let everyone stand around and see everyone's catch of the day, which is really neat too.
That's cool.
Yeah. So not for everybody, obviously a higher ticket item to do. But if you're wanting that deep sea, they're going to take you and you're going to get a big fish.
That's really cool. And I like that they bring it back and will fillet it for you also, so that it's like not just catch and release, but you could actually get to catch something and have it for dinner.
And then it's cute, right? They're filleting it. I was going to say penguins. The pelicans are all around. And it's like a huge scene. They're waiting for them to throw the heads and tails at them. So it's just kind of fun.
I feel like filleting penguins is illegal. I'm not sure.
Well, it wasn't filleting the penguins. It was feeding the penguins instead of the pelicans.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Which would be kind of fun anyway.
We're going to get a comment about that. Sorry.
I know. Somebody's going to be like, how could you fillet a penguin? Don't worry. There were no filleting of penguins. That's not what we
meant. Yeah, right. That's not what we meant.
They're just so fatty.
They're very fatty.
That was a bad dad joke right there.
But all right. So number 6 is take a boat tour. So if maybe a dolphin tour is not your thing, maybe you're like, I've seen my share of dolphins. I really don't want to deep sea fish, but I would still like to get out there and see what this coastline looks like. A boat tour is a great way to do that. And you can do, okay, I don't want to skip ahead. But tell us about this boat tour. Sorry, I almost skipped ahead to something else.
No, that's okay. Yeah. So if you've already done the dolphins somewhere else, because that tour is really geared towards, we're going to go out and see dolphins. They go a very specific area. The boat tour is running along that coastline. It's longer. A lot of times if you do like an evening one, they do wine and cheese, which is nice. During the daytime, they gear more towards kids. They also give you that option to jump off the boat. But yeah, think leisurely. I have my camera. Okay. I want to take pictures. And I don't know about you guys, but I love doing boat tours because I feel like you see the city or wherever from such a different perspective, which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I totally agree with that. I like that.
I love doing
I do too. And I like that they offer some different ones, where you could do one in the evening with the sun setting and maybe have some wine and cheese and just have kind of a more relaxed atmosphere versus doing, the dolphin tour, which is very specific. We're taking you to the specific area because this is where the dolphins are and you kind of miss seeing the other stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yes, totally agree.
So, babe, you remember every time we slept in the RV, you and I both were complaining about shoulder and back pains? Well, you went out there and found us a great mattress.
I did. I went to rvmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding because their mattresses are known to be top of the line for comfort and quality. Plus, they're shipped to your door for FREE free. What I love about their mattresses is they're totally customizable, offering different firmness options, heights, and dimensions.
So you picked out the absolutely perfect RV mattress for us. So what were you looking for?
Well, first, 1, to fit the RV, which was a king size. And then 2, it had to be comfortable. I sleep really hot, so I had to find something that was going to keep me nice and cool while good for both of us being side sleepers.
So again, what mattress did we get? I still don't even know what mattress we got.
Oh, I got us the signature hybrid with the cooling cloud pillow top.
So not only was the mattress extremely comfortable, I noticed after 2 days that my shoulders stopped hurting, both shoulders.
And I was sleeping a lot cooler, which is incredibly impressive because I sleep so hot at night.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Now, don't they have a great warranty?
They've got a great warranty, a 10-year warranty, plus they have a 120-night sleep trial for the mattress as well.
And what was nice is the mattress just showed up right at our front door one day.
Yes, and it's shipped for free, FREE free.
Yeah, we just absolutely love our new mattress from Brooklyn Bedding. It's incredible. And if you're a side sleeper like me and you have shoulder pains or if you have back pains, I'm telling you, you're going to absolutely love this mattress. And I have no doubt in my mind that's the mattress that made the difference because the minute we got home, my shoulders started hurting again.
So if you're tired of sleeping miserable and ready for an RV mattress upgrade, definitely get your new RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. Go out to rvmattress.com/RV pod to save 25% off your new mattress purchase. That's right. rvmattress.com/RV pod and save 25% off. Okay, so I have lots of questions on this next one. So visit the Bayou. So where is the Bayou in Tarpon Springs in this area?
Okay.
How does all this work?
I could go on and on for this one. I don't know if Randy looked any of this up. So if you did, I want you to chime in. So the Bayou is probably a 5-minute walk from the actual sponge dock. So it's all considered the same area. But the big draw is manatees come in there to just chill out.
Oh, neat.
So they're there. You can go see them. You can do a picnic. And this is the area where the actual Greek Orthodox does this huge, I don't want to say ritual. I don't know the right word.
Right.
We're going to get into it. But where they throw the cross and all the boys that are 16 to 18 dive into the water. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's
That
really
is so
cool. Randy may be able to pull it up and see.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Is that Whitcomb Bayou?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to find, and right now all I'm doing is seeing a bunch of reviews, and everybody's kind of saying the same thing. A beautiful, nice place to take a stroll.
Ceremony.
Lovely
is
homes.
Probably the word.
Ceremony.
Like it's a ceremony. Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense.
But yeah, it's just, you could go to the sponge docks. This is what I would do. Go to the sponge docks, get all your food, head over there, make a picnic, or it could be your third round of food, your bakery items,
absolutely.
and watch the manatees. You can also kayak in there, which is just a peaceful, beautiful experience.
Oh, cool. So is it like, I'm trying to look over here, I'm looking this way at Randy's thing. So it's like like a little bayou.
It's like an inlet.
Like a little inlet.
Does that make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I see. Okay. That's why I'm like, in my head, I'm imagining like a bayou,
Yes.
like
Yes.
swampy bayou. And that's why I was like, how is this working? That's why I had a lot of questions. Lots of questions. They were answered. All right. So number 4, and this touches on what you just talked about, which is visit the Greek Orthodox Church. And probably not something you would expect on your list, but because there is such a deep-rooted Greek culture there, I think it's pretty incredible to see. And I read on this, what you wrote, that the marble on that church was a gift from the Greek government that was sourced near Athens, which I think is so cool. A source near Athens, Greece, and shipped across the ocean, and now they're sitting in Tarpon Springs. So tell us some about this church.
Yeah, you guys know I add churches a lot. Number one, it's what Caly says, FREE.
Yes.
It doesn't even have to be your religion, right? Mm-hmm. Some of them are just so steeped in history and knowledge, and just such a beautiful place to visit. I added, like on my New York City, I add churches a lot.
Yeah.
So this is amazing though. And then the history, which I kind of went into a little bit, it's the Epiphany celebration. It's January 6th every year. I was right. The age is 16 to 18. And they toss this huge cross into the water. The boys all dive in, and then whoever gets it is said to be blessed for the year. And I'm talking, you can't even find parking to go down there and watch this. It's
that
really
is so
neat.
Cool. And that is some dedication, in a day and age where, it's difficult to get a teenager out of the house. To see that there's this group of boys that are like, I'm going to go diving for the cross.
It's a huge
January.
It's huge. Yeah. Yes. And then there's a celebration and a festival, and it's just really neat. The energy is so up and exciting. It's really cool.
Oh, that's really fun. That sounds really cool. I see you over there, babe, scrolling through the church. What'd you find out?
I'm just kind of looking at it's beautiful. Yes. Yeah, I did find it. It's St. Nicholas Cathedral. It was built in 1907 by Greek immigrants to the Tarpon Springs area. It was named for St. Nicholas, patron saint of Greece and the protector of seafaring people. There's about 1,000 members, Greek members. Well, it doesn't say Greek. I added that. I just assumed they were Greek, but 1,000 members. And yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful church.
Very cool.
I do like...
That's neat.
So I agree with you. One of the things that I really enjoyed a lot, I've never been into a Greek cathedral, but when we were in France, we did a lot of the Catholic churches, and they're not even I don't know what the cathedral. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
and they're stunning. I mean, they're absolutely stunning. And so it's, as a photographer, it's amazing to get some amazing shots of some of these cathedrals. And this looks absolutely beautiful. It looks different than, a traditional, not much different, but it just has a different feel than a lot of the Catholic cathedrals. Mm-hmm. But I expect so because it's a different religion.
Greek, right.
So.
Yeah. And so I'm assuming if you have Greek heritage, you probably know about Tarpon Springs, but maybe you don't. And maybe you're an RVer, or maybe somewhere in your ancestral line there is that. This would be a really cool thing to go to kind of feel like you're a part of your heritage, I would think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's super cool. All right. So moving on to number 3 is kayak the Anclote River. I love that. So I'm assuming it's going to be probably like mangroves. You probably get to see some wildlife. So what's the kayaking like?
Yeah, totally different than the ocean. We've done this a lot. That's why I wanted to add it. If you have your own kayaks like we do, we have inflatable, you can just pop them in. But you're going to see usually dolphin, manatee, otters, bald eagles. You may even see an alligator.
Ooh.
If that's your thing, because some people want to see that.
Right.
I don't know why.
I don't know if I want to be on the water and see it in the water with me. I want to see it from a distance, very safe distance.
Same. I want you to think, though, about kayaking with mangroves over you. So you're almost going through little tunnels. It's great to do at sunset. And if you're RVing in the winter, you're not going to have the bugs. If you guys are going in the summer, be careful about doing it in that evening hour because it will be a little buggy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
A little buggy.
Yeah,
so I'm on River Wild Kayaking.
A lot buggy.
Yeah, I'm on River Wild Kayaking's website. And again, they didn't sponsor the show. I'm just randomly pulling them up. And it looks like you can do an eco tour for about $49. And we're recording this in September of 2024, so check pricing. But they also have a sunset tour, as Gwendolyn
and now
alluded
I'm
to,
seeing
$49.
Why does this keep popping up? I keep read the end one.
Yeah, I know. They have a haunted tour kayak that's going on apparently now until end of October.
Okay, so maybe it's a thing. We've had like several things pop up lately. Haunted bodies of water. How do you haunt a body of water?
Yeah, this has nothing to do with that. It's just
it's just like a. Okay.
And
so
interesting enough, it's only $32 versus the other two, which is $49. It says, come if you dare for a creepy night paddling fun of true ghost stories from the Anclote River's dark history. These tours are available Saturday nights for $32. Yes, you can participate in this 1-hour guided tour. Did I do a good job?
You did. That was a total good radio voice.
Alligators included.
Right, exactly. In the dark that you can't see.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no thanks.
And that's actually why it's cheaper. It's only 1 hour versus 2 hours on their sunset tour or their eco tour.
Okay, so it's probably like, which would be kind of fun. It would be a different way of experiencing Halloween-y type stuff. Because it's only an hour, it's going to, get dark early. And now you're out there kayaking, hearing all the ghost stories. So that could be fun and entertaining.
I think it'd be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, this is very, the kayaking, the Anclote is very Florida, very old Florida, mangroves. I mean, it's beautiful too. For somebody who's a photographer, you're going to love it.
Nice. I'm excited that maybe one day, I'm just throw it out there as he shakes his head and it's not happening. No, okay. I won't add it to the list, Randy.
By there.
I know, right?
We're going to be at the Tampa RV show. It's right down the street. We'll just go there.
We could just go.
It is right down the street. It's probably 45 minutes with traffic, an hour and a half.
Okay. Not too terribly bad.
Yeah, it's close.
All right. So number 2, I'm so excited. Enjoy a local bakery. And I can only imagine because baklava is to die for. Look at that picture. Oh, wow. Look at that food. Okay. So tell us about the Greek bakeries there.
Okay. Again, I do top 10s for you guys. I usually don't do food. However, you are in little Greece. I mean, it's insane.
Little baby Greece.
The bakeries, it's like a work of art. I would say stage yourself so you can stop at a few of them.
Yeah.
So like buy the baklava and split it. Also be prepared to take some home for sure. It's a whole experience though, right? So guys, I don't want you to think like I'm going to rush through this. Go in, get the cappuccino in the beautiful cup, grab the pastry, sit outside, watch the boats come in and unload the sponges. It's a whole thing for sure.
That's awesome. It does look good. I'm on the Taste of Greece's website. It's a bakery. And they just have the, what are those little like display cases just full of different baked items and very well done, of course.
It's insane. And here's something, and we're going to go into the snacks, but so I've probably been going there 40 years, let's just say.
Okay.
And the food quality has never changed, which is big.
That's impressive.
It's very impressive because you guys know you can revisit somewhere and be like, it was okay. It wasn't as good as it used to be. I think that because it's so steeped in history and family that they really have tried to keep the quality what it's always been, which is amazing as a traveler.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Which leads us the rest of the way into number one. Ready?
And the number one thing to do in Tarpon Springs, Florida is eat the local cuisine, of course.
Yes.
Guys, it's insane, the food. I would probably venture to say, and Randy may be able to look this up, I think the number one reason why people come down is to eat the food. I really do. So you have everything from homemade Greek yogurt. I mean, just the whole gamut of food. And you have to eat it. You need to take some to go. Try to pace yourself and split stuff. But the food is to die for, really, truly.
And you have a favorite restaurant that you've been going to since you were a child.
Like 40 years.
Wow. Yeah. And it's still there. So which one is that one?
Still there. It's Mykonos. And it's been there. It's when I walk in, it smells like I'm walking with my mom and dad.
Oh,
when I was,
how sweet.
Yeah, like 7, 8, I can remember going. And it's again, and I've said this a couple times, but it's that family, it's the tradition. They come up, they're so happy you're there, and it's as if you've walked into their home kitchen. Yeah. I mean, they'll come and pull up a chair and sit by you. Where are you from? What do you like? How can I make this dish for you? So it's really cool.
That is so cool. And I love, when there's communities like this in the United States, where you have a heavy populated, Greek community or Chinese community or Japanese or whatever it may be, because you get to experience that bit of the culture, for folks that, don't want to travel internationally, this is a great way to experience the food and the culture locally.
I love
instead
that point.
Of traveling across because especially as RVers and RVers with children, picking up your entire family of 5, flying them over to Greece is going to be a pretty penny. So this is a great way to kind of entrench your family and your kids in this culture and them really get to experience it and see that culture and some of their traditions, like with that annual celebration that they do with young boys diving for the cross. So I think that's fabulous.
I love that point, Caly. That's such a great point. I didn't even think about it that way. And then the last thing is, look, if you're on a budget, you don't have to do the bigger stuff, right? Going down there is free.
Yes.
So it could be a very low cost thing for a big family to do, grab a couple pastries, some of the lunch, but Yeah, it's a must do. I know you guys know this, but to the listeners, that area is right by Clearwater, Tampa, St. Pete. It's a huge RV destination, huge. Yeah. And you may already be going down and not realize that Tarpon's right there.
Yeah, I had no idea because I've been to that Clearwater, Tampa area quite a few times and had no idea that was
okay.
There.
So see, yeah. I'm glad I said that. Yeah, yes. It's right there.
So the town of Tarpon Springs itself is, I believe, is a little bit smaller. Can people walk around there, or do you need your car to kind of get around to get out to some of these places we've talked about?
You can park and walk that whole area. Okay. Which is nice.
Or a bike if for those RVers that have bikes or e-bikes and stuff like that.
Yes,
so.
Yeah. Yes, and sorry to interrupt, but we do have this the Pinellas County bike trail that runs right through there. So in theory, you could ride your e-bike from Clearwater all the way to Tarpon.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Very cool.
On the bike trail, which is the old railroad system.
Yeah. Yep. I love the rails to trails. Thank you for whatever genius person thought of that.
Yeah. So
seriously,
turning our attention to the RV parks in the area, there's 63 RV parks in the general area. Now that includes, the whole area.
Probably Tampa, Clearwater.
Right. That's pulling them all in. So, but I sorted these by highest rated. And again, this part of the show is brought to you by RV Life, and we're using RV Life's free campground review tool. Again, we use this in our daily life. We recommend you using it. They're a good partner of ours, and this is a free resource. But I just sorted it by the highest rated first. And actually, there's 3 different 1,000 trail options, and they were the 3 highest rated, which is interesting. Okay. So if you have a 1,000 trail member, you don't necessarily have to have a membership to stay there. You just would have to pay for the stay. 1,000 trails members stay free. But that is Encore Tropics RV Resort. That's Encore Winter Quarters Pasco, and Encore Barrington Hills are all within, let's call it 15, 20 miles of Tarpon Springs that you can stay at. The next one, which got a 10 out of 10 reviews.
You're smiling.
Lake Como's Family Nudist Resort.
Family nudist resort. How does that work? Hey, kids, we're all getting naked.
Hey, the scenery must have been great because it got 10 out of 10 out of 1 review.
What 1 review? I'm still hung up on the family nudist RV park.
I don't want to judge anybody. Some people take their whole family.
I know. I guess if you're
all
comfortable.
You might have to do some market research on that.
Right,
and report back.
Yeah.
I have so many questions.
So the Woods RV Park is another one that got 10, very few reviews, but got 10 stars. Key Lime Bay Resort. This is Class A's only. That's in Tampa, and that has quite a few reviews at 9.8.
Oh, nice.
Big Oaks RV Resort, which is in Spring Hill, which is 20 miles away from Tarpon, 9.3. And so lots of options. Again, 63 different RV parks. There is a Clearwater Lake Tarpon KOA, which is in Palm Harbor, which is only 2 miles away, and that got pretty good reviews itself, 8.9 stars.
Nice.
So yeah, a lot of good camping options in the area. If you want to kind of stay in that area, or maybe stay down in Clearwater and drive up.
Yep. Because this sounds like something that folks could experience in a day. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
But if you're staying in the area, you could always go back for food.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I'm already thinking like Tampa RV show, drive up for some Greek.
I know. That's what I'm thinking.
You should.
Are you going to be at the Tampa RV show?
I don't know. Am I coming with you?
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll treat you to Greek Greek food. If you come
yes, absolutely.
We'll work for food.
Yes.
Yeah, getting back to the cuisine, it was really making my mouth water because I was looking at all these pictures.
Yes.
But it looks like they've got a fair amount of, the nice sit-down Greek restaurants, and also the quick fast food.
Like
you
gyros.
Just grab a gyro and some of that godly heaven cucumber.
Oh, yeah.
What is that stuff called?
Cucumber and the feta.
What is it?
Tzatziki.
Yeah, putting that stuff on top and walking away. But it looked like a fair amount of them were nice sit-down restaurants where you can order that, that Mediterranean
We
flair.
are talking about this right now. There's a rumbly in my tumbly, babe. And it's only like 10:30 our time. Yep. And I'm like...
I would say, I mean, of course, the sit-down ones are gorgeous, but look for the hole in the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Those are the best ones.
So,
those are always the best.
So eat your baklava, get your Greek cuisine for the dinner, and then buy yourself a sponge and head back to Clearwater.
Yes,
or Tampa.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome. Or take a kayak in the Bayou. But
I feel like we may need an RVD day for everyone coming to Tampa.
I'm starting to think that. Yes.
We'll buy everybody a sponge.
That's right.
Not the gigantic one.
We'll go to Costco and get like 100 for like $7 or something. But well, that kind of wraps everything up. Gwendolyn, why don't you tell a little bit about your channel? You're such a huge resource to RV Destinations Magazine. Not only does she write for us, she also is on the podcast, and she's also
on our team.
Yeah,
like
on
our
team. Yeah. She's keeping us organized, getting us organized, and keeping us organized. For the longest time, we're just a small company. We were flying by the seat of our pants, and Gwendolyn seriously has done an amazing job.
Her and her husband both
Streamline. Yes, we want to give Britton his credit due, but really have done a great job. But why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel? You've got a channel out there. You do a lot with the social medias. Maybe tell the audience a little bit about what you got going on. Yeah.
Yes, I am part of the RV team and super proud to be here. Because I just believe in it as an RVer. So we're a full-time RV family, and you can find us at Chaos Kiddos in Harmony. We try to share locations and just good travel tips with kids, road schooling. The one thing you'll definitely find is we share the good and the bad. We just had a big RV repair with our axle and tire, and talked all about that. How did we spend the day? Where did we put the dogs and the kids? So that's the kind of stuff you'll find. So we'd love to have you follow along.
Awesome.
Yep. She does a great job and a lot of information. So we appreciate having you on the team so much.
I love it. Thank you.
All right. You ready to take us out, babe?
Yep. So first, thank you very much, Gwendolyn, for joining us once again. We love having you as always. It's always fun. That's what I love about it.
It is fun.
It is fun.
We need to do it in person again.
We do, because it's been a hot minute.
I know.
Yeah. That was, when was that? Was that June that we saw you?
I think it was June.
June?
Yeah.
Okay. It was June. Yep. So it's been a while. But thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
We want to thank all of you out there for coming in here and joining us today. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the RV Destinations podcast, wherever you get your podcasts from. And don't forget, we're now officially on YouTube, so you can see our happy, shiny faces anytime you want. Be sure to click the subscribe button below so that you're always notified of new content that comes out when we release it. And don't forget about our website. We have so much great content, FREE content out on our website at rvdestinationsmagazine.com. And if you want to subscribe, and you should subscribe, so come join the team, be part of the RVD gang. If you use the code podcast20, podcast20 at checkout, you're going to get 20% off any of our subscriptions. So a great way to try us out. And we just want to thank you again for joining us today.
Be safe.
Safe travels, y'all.